Chapter 27, Part 5, Dwarf Planet Pluto and Beyond, plus a little practice test for you. Pluto is a dwarf planet. It's farther from the sun than the 8 planets in our solar system most of the time. You must realize that this is part of why Pluto is not a planet anymore. For 20 years during Pluto's long orbit, it moves inside Neptune's orbit. A common question that I get is, Mrs. Goings, does this mean that those two are going to run into each other? No. If I could physically show you, Pluto's orbit actually goes totally within Neptune's orbit at that point. The orbit paths do not share the same space. Pluto is smaller than any of the 8 planets in our solar system. It's even smaller than our moon. It is not a gas or ice giant. It's not a giant. And it has an unusually elongated and tilted elliptical orbit. It just isn't a planet. Sorry, folks. Pluto was voted out of planet status in the fall of 2006 by the International Astronomical Society. To give you an idea of how big it is, notice the size of Pluto. It's 2/3 the diameter of our moon. It is an ice ball of frozen methane, nitrogen, rock, and ice. It has a thin atmosphere of nitrogen, large frozen ice caps of methane, and the average temperature is negative 235 degrees Celsius. You'd better take your long underwear if you're going to go there. It has 5 moons that we know of so far: Charon, the original one, half the size of Pluto; Nix, Hydra, Styx, and Kerberos. Charon and Pluto may actually be a binary system. They orbit each other. Now, it may not look like it, but if you hold one finger up in front of you and another one to the right of it, and then have the one finger go in a circle and the other one opposite it, you're going to see that they both go around a common center of mass, that Charon really doesn't orbit Pluto. Here are some photos to help you to recognize what Pluto has looked like to us over the years. Just recently, in 2015, we had a probe called New Horizons go past Pluto. And so we have much better photographs today. Pluto from Hubble before on the left, and from the New Horizons spacecraft after on the right. Wow, what a difference in what we can see. A diagram giving you an idea of the structure of Pluto. Very small rocky core and a lot of ice. Beyond Pluto is what is called the Kuiper Belt. As a matter of fact, Pluto may actually be part of the Kuiper Belt. That's still being debated. The Kuiper Belt is that part of our solar system just beyond the orbit of Neptune and includes small icy celestial bodies like Pluto. Hundreds of objects have been discovered in the Kuiper Belt. Some of them are more than half the size of Pluto. Sedna is one of them. It is 3/4 the size of Pluto. This gives you a comparison of some of the Kuiper Belt objects compared with Earth. And Quoar compared by diameter with other solar system bodies in the Kuiper Belt and comparing it to Earth's moon and Earth. Exoplanets. Exo means outside. Exoplanets are planets that circle stars that are not our sun, so they're not in our solar system. We cannot directly observe these with telescopes or satellites, but we can sense that they are there. And we are getting to the point now that it won't be long before we will be able to see them. Most of them are larger than Saturn, just because larger planets are easier to detect than smaller ones. We'll find the small ones next. Here are some questions for you. See how you do on them. Pause when you need to. This is the beginning of the standardized test prep. Please feel free to go ahead and take this test. Just use it as a practice. Continue to the end, and this will be the end of Chapter 27. Enjoy!